Good Monday morning, everyone. Oh my gosh. I hope everyone had a fantastic Valentine's and a great weekend. You guys listening to Author Talk with me, Amy Russell Valerie. Hopefully, our author guest will join us this morning, Jeremy. So, you guys, okay, I have so many updates that I'm going to give you. One is going to make Russell's ears bleed, and I'm semi here for it. Okay. So one, my Valentine's Day was just very relaxed. Me and Josh have been together. We've been married 10 years. We've been together 13 years. I don't really need like fancy dinners or anything like that. He got me a big thing of orchids that reminded him from our wedding because our wedding flower was the blue and purple orchids.
Okay, see, that's cool.
Yeah, so I did get those earlier in the weeks, and then he got my girl some flowers, and then he's trying to get them into gardening with him because he wants to garden. So he got them this like miniature garden set for them to like put the seeds in and stuff. So they did all of that, and we just kind of relaxed. Me and the girls had gone to their friends were doing a Galentine's party the night before, and it was a pajama party.
What is Galentine's?
It's just a bunch of girls getting together. It's like
just hanging out.
Girls getting together.
I saw that word all week last week, and I'm like, what the hell is that word?
It's just gals getting together for Valentine's without men.
So it's just a stupid made-up word.
It's just a fun time for women.
Really.
I saw that, Valerie.
I bet it's in the dictionary.
Maybe. So that was fun. Me and the girls had matching pink leopard pajamas because I love leopard, and I got us all.
You love matching pajamas for any holiday.
I do. This is a true statement. I do. I had Halloween, all that.
In some other life, Josh must have been a really bad person to have married a woman that makes him put on all these matching pajamas all the time.
She didn't say he had to wear them. It was just
only girls, so he has no one on his side to protect him.
I mean, this is a true statement, but I didn't buy him leopard PJs. He wouldn't wear those, but I did buy him Halloween.
Josh.
I did buy him a Halloween onesie. That was Jack the Skeleton. So I did do that. But you guys, here is the part that's going to make Russell's ear bleed. And I am excited for all the crap that he's going to give me. So the Disney Princess line part 2 launched at Bath & Body Works. And I was up at 6 a.m. making my order to get all of my stuff.
Found it on my desk, Amy.
Yay! Oh my gosh. So I went and ordered the scents that I already had from the last collection, Belle and Tiana, I didn't get, but I got all the other ones, and I got their 3-week candles, and I got the single candles for my office. I got to get through this one first, but and I had to get a good lip gloss moment. And then on top of that, we had to do a hand sanitizer, and I couldn't get all of it in the store. So I do also have a shipment coming, but I did leave the store with 2 of the big bags on top of the shipment.
You went to the store at 6 this morning. Are you saying that?
I ordered it online at 6, and then I went at 3 in the afternoon to pick it up with my daughters because I didn't want to miss out on anything. They were already sold out of stuff at 6 in the morning. Okay. But it got shipped to me, so I'm just waiting for my shipment. So it was
you know what's crazy is the Bath and Body Works by my house is right next door to James Avery.
And I'm
like, girl, y'all did.
I didn't know anyone went to James Avery. I thought that it bankrupted and closed.
No,
never.
No, sir.
But so that's so cool. You were able to get all your stuff.
Man, I got all of my stuff. And on top, and I have a shipment coming, but it was the day that the girls also had their Valentine's Day party. So they came home with all of their Valentine's Day stuff, and they were showing their dad all the stuff. So then I walk in with my bags, and I'm like, do you want to see all my stuff? And it was just a cute little moment because you just acted like you really cared. Because, I got the body. I got all of the body shimmers, that you spray because the girls like it in their hair, make some, glitter in their hair.
What is that?
It's like a perfumed glitter, and you put it on, it makes your body shimmer. But I put it in the girls' hair for glitter for school, and it's one of every scent. I had to get that, and somehow I wound up getting 3 of the Lifetime fairy tale glitter, and not just one of them. I got 3 of them. I don't know how that happened.
I'm not gonna say anything bad. Like what kind of dancers I think are the only ones that would use something like that.
No.
Oh my gosh.
I have no concept of how normal humans would need something like that.
Now in my bag for my market, because I have a money, like with all my scissors and money and all this stuff, and I have a big purple one of that. And so, and then I get to the market, I spray it on. They're like, "Oh yeah." I was like, "Anybody else want some?" And they're like, "Yeah."
Oh my gosh,
We can all be
listen.
sparkly together.
Listen, Russell, I got a story for you. Okay, this was last Easter. Okay. Last Easter and the girls' Easter baskets, I had gone to the Dollar Tree because I love the Dollar Tree. Okay. And they had this roll on glitter. I was like, cool, this will be fun, whatever. Well, the kids had made me really mad. I don't even remember what they were doing, but they were doing something. They made me really mad. So then I took all of those and they hadn't been used. So I just put them all over myself. I was like, you're not going to use them. I am. So I put them all over myself and then I threw them away. Right. Right. And lo and behold, my neighbor, 4 houses down, her dad and her came to the door to see if the girls wanted to play. Well, who opened the door? I did, looking straight up like a stripper, covered in glitter. Okay. In glitter. I hadn't showered. I was looking really terrible that day. And that was the first time that I met them. And I was looking really bad. So, Russell, this is not like that. This is like a cute little glisten in the sunlight. It's not the direction that you were going. But yes, I know. I'm surprised I don't have nicknames in my neighborhood.
You might. I got to tell you, in this new neighborhood I'm in, I'm trying to hide who I really am so much so I don't get those nicknames.
They're gonna find out, Russell. They're gonna.
I'm gonna hide. I'm gonna be a complete lying hypocrite. I'm not gonna let my neighbors know who I am.
Well, I hope that they don't find. I hope that they don't find out. But what all did you guys do for Valentine's this weekend? How was everything that happened? Tell me all the good stuff about
Valerie. You're so happy. You go first.
Oh, I had a great
before
weekend.
you freeze.
Before I freeze. Oh, I'm gonna knock on wood. My fake wood desk. Yeah. Well,
and she froze. Just for a second.
I'm back. You jinxed me.
I know. I'm sorry.
Okay, so we went down to the beach because it was Mardi Gras weekend, and I'm at Crystal Beach, and so we met my son and his girlfriend. They drove in from San Antonio to come to because she had never been to Mardi Gras, and so we decided to go out to eat Friday night because Saturday was going to be crazy after Mardi Gras and it's Valentine's, all that. So we just jumped in and ordered like all the crawfish, all the cocktails, all the stuff, and just like had a great time. And it was crazy. And then the next morning was Mardi Gras, and so we've been going for years and years and years, ever since we got the beach house, and it was it's great. Our neighbor across the street, he makes these things called Vegas bombs, and he brings it out in like this giant gallon thing, and he's like serving it to everybody, and people are just hanging out. There's a guy cooking boudin down the street and sausage. It's like it's one of those things. It's just a really big community wide sharing, caring. Drink all you want, eat all you want. So it's a good weekend. And then the bar right down the street where the putt thing is, they had live Blues Brothers people performing, so you can't go wrong with that. Anyway, we passed out, and then we were in the house by the time the storm came. What, at like 7, 8 o'clock, just in time to play Monopoly all night for like 2 hours.
Nice. I love it. Jeremy, we're talking about our weekends and how if you did anything for Valentine's. We're just talking about our weekends, and then we're going to get Valerie talking to you about your book. She has a whole story to tell you about your book as well, so we can dive into it. But Jeremy, what did you do this weekend?
I had a low-key Valentine's Day. Got my wife a real nice custom bouquet for Valentine's Day and a couple of cards. And we just hung out at home for Valentine's Day.
Nice. That's what I did too.
Do you all live in the same area? Amy, Russell, Valerie, are you all in the same state? Or
we're in the same state. We're like 2 hours from each other. So Russell and Valerie live in Houston, and I live like an hour and a half so north. I live in College Station.
Okay.
So if you know where Texas A&M University is, I live in that city.
Yeah,
is where I live.
Texas. I've toured all over Texas. You could do it when you're on tour. You could do a whole week just in Texas alone.
Yeah, you can. That's a true
Mhm.
statement.
Brownsville, McAllen to Houston to Dallas, Fort Worth, and everywhere in between, you know.
That's a lot of time in the car. I know it is.
Yep.
Mhm.
And I've got friends down there. There used to be a club in Houston called the Abyss back in the
Mhm.
90s, and we would play there back in the day. My band broke
Oh.
out. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm an 80s girl, so that was I was probably already, unfortunately, not there. But all the 80s I was there.
Yep. I'm an 80s guy myself.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, thanks for your patience too. Sorry I'm running late. I'm in Miami Beach right now. I'm from Chicago. Been doing the snowbird thing for about 11 years because I was born in the wrong climate. I don't like ice and snow. So my wife and I are here 6-7 months out of the year, and we're in the process of moving from this house to another one, but it's been quite the nightmare. The seller keeps pushing the closing date back, and we're already ready to move. So I just had a guy come to pick up a big loader machine, like a forklift, to get these sculptures we collect a lot of art, and they were here over the weekend, and then they didn't take the loader with them, so it was like sitting like in front of our garage and stuff. So hey, we're on our way, can you let us in? I'm like, damn. So I had to call Kaylee. So anyway, thank you for waiting on me.
Oh yeah, no problem. It's all good. It doesn't, things happen all the time. It's Monday. It's how you got to set your week, right?
Right. And we can totally relate to the none of us are fans of cold weather here. So
yeah, no.
We're
why
like,
we live here.
If it's 40 degrees or 35, that's cold enough. Anything below that's like unpleasant.
No, anything below 70 is cold to me. Like I was a born and raised Texan, so that's probably why. But Russell, what did you do this weekend?
Well, I wish I had done what you and Jeremy did, which was have a simpler Valentine's weekend.
Yeah.
Jeremy, one of my assignments as the grandfather is to get all the granddaughters Valentine's presents.
How many
And I have 3 granddaughters, one's 8, and then I have twin 4-year-old granddaughters.
Wow.
And to my wife's wrath, I got candy for them instead of balloons or something, which made her so mad because do you know what their parents are going to say? They're going to be so mad that they got all this candy. I got so much. So I got like a D- on my grade this weekend for my Valentine production. And this is despite getting my wife when she flew home Thursday. Her Valentine present was a bottle of 20 tawny grams port, which is the greatest port you can drink. Jeremy, have you had some of that? I know Valerie has.
No, I have not.
You should try it. It's the greatest port you can drink. And I got her flowers, and she was happy about that, but until she saw what I got the granddaughters. So that's my biggest story is I was a failure for Valentine's as a grandfather.
Candy is personally for me, I would rather give candy than balloons. It's something I think they enjoy more, and balloons, what do you got to do with the balloons?
I know, but
environment.
The position of all the rest of the adults in this family is that it makes my granddaughters crazy when they eat all that candy, and then they have to suffer because of it, not me.
Right.
So that's the version. Say, I need to thank the people listening to us today. Most people listen to us during the week on our podcast channel, not live on Monday morning. We're top 1% on Good Pods, top 10% on artistic channels on many of the podcast channels, and we want to thank you. I used to not be able to find us. Now I can because of Amy. Where can people find us, Amy?
Yeah, you guys. So you can find us anywhere that you can type in and look for a podcast. My go-to is Amazon Music, Spotify. I'm an Android user, so Google Play. If you have an iPhone, then iTunes is where you need to go if you want to come over and enjoy the show and the facial expressions that me and Valerie make, or her awkward fun times that she freezes. You can go over to our YouTube channel, our Facebook group, any one of our social media channels. You can engage live in time with us, ask us questions. We love engaging with you guys. And plus, this year is a big year, you guys. This is our 10th year doing this. It is a big year. And so if you want to see how we started, which looking back now just makes me laugh, how we started to where we are today, our YouTube channel has all of those that you can go and check out. So go ahead and take a look over there. But I'm going to have Valerie get Jeremy talking about his book. And I want Valerie to tell Jeremy about how when she popped on the story that she told Russell and I. So Valerie, take it away.
So, hey, Jeremy, I'm so glad to meet you. Likewise. I get alerts on new books coming out all the time. And then, so there's local bookstores that I've done markets with, or this or that, or events with authors. And so your book came up as a recommended read. And so I was like, and so when I pulled up your cover, I was like, I just requested that book and they didn't have it available yet. And so, because I love horror, I'm a Grady Hendrix fan, all of that stuff, just anything like that. I love it. So when I saw your book, I was like, this is a must read for me. So excited to see it soon, but I will keep checking back on the library as well. Cause sometimes I'll try every venue to get what I want, till I, actually get my hands on the book. So that's my plan of action, but it's so great to meet you. And then, the cover is fantastic.
Thank you very much. That cover, the old saying, don't judge a book by its cover. For me, I get that, there's a lot of great books and the covers aren't that, but I love having, for myself at least, really great book covers. Same with my bands. When we put albums out, I want to have a great album cover artwork. Books and records are eternal, right? So I like to have high quality artwork. And the artist who did this cover for Wretch, his name's Roberto Ferri, F-E-R-I. And Roberto is like a modern day Caravaggio. He's in Rome, and he's just an exceptional artist. My wife and I have a number of his original paintings, and he did a portrait of, I believe it was Pope Francis for like the Vatican or something, but his artwork is really well known. But it's like, again, like that old kind of classical style, Caravaggio, romanticism, but he always has a dark kind of twist to a lot of his stuff. So this particular cover is from a painting called, I probably butcher the name of this every time. I think it's Ecate, E-C-A-T-E, and that's an Italian word for something. I'm not sure, but I always loved the painting. I don't own it. And I hit up Roberto. I said, hey, I got this new novel. I love this painting because it embodies what happens in the book with the characters. The way it really sums up the vibe, Beauty and the Beast kind of thing, right? And a muscle steroid beast at that. So you got this muscled creature thing on here with this beautiful woman, and I was like, man, that's Wretch right there. So Roberto, I offered him money to license it for the book and his permission, and he was so cool. He's just like, no, Jeremy, I am not gonna charge you for this cover. You take it and use it. You've supported me for years, and what a great dude! Like, favorite artist. So it just like worked out. It was really cool. So I'm delighted you love the cover art, because I love it myself. And again, I think it really ties into the story,
Yes. And I love that too, because I've been reading Mona's Eyes, and all the works of art in there, it's just the reader connects with the art. And just because we're using our imagination, but then we hear the backstory, just like you told us on your book cover. And what a great asset it is to the whole becoming of the book, the coming to life. But I really, really like the description of your book where it says a relentless descent into crime, horror, and vengeance, you know, a brutal, unflinching thriller. So tell us about this, because I'm intrigued.
So I mentioned earlier that I was born and raised in Chicagoland, and my wife and I still have a house up there in the northern burbs of Chicago, and a condo in the city. So I love Chicago, aside from the winters. You know, up there in summer, it's beautiful. There's no place like Chicago, Lake Michigan, just everything about Chicago I love. And I've been asked before, like, why don't you write something about Chicago, or takes place in Chicago rather? And I had with a couple of short stories that I published in the past, took place in Chicago and stuff, but never a full-length novel. So when I got the idea for Wretch, Chicago was sort of like a knee-jerk reaction. I'm like, the setting will be in my backyard. You know, I know Chicago really well. And then the story itself came to me in pieces, like inspired by some actual things. So you've got this main character protagonist, Detective Donnie Lynch, who when I write about, say, someone, it could be a plumber or a farmer or a construction worker, a doctor. I've never had those roles in my life. So sometimes I have to do a lot of research because I want to get it right with what they do, procedures, the whole environment that they're in. So I was lucky to become friends with this retired Chicago police detective named Peter Kokonis, who consulted me on police procedures with his years in the Chicago Police Department. And he had done everything from starting out as a beat cop with actually the actor Dennis Farina. Anybody knows Dennis Farina? He passed away some years ago, but he's been in a million movies. So Pete Kokonis and Dennis Farina worked together as beat cops, and then Pete became a detective, and then he did everything from surveillance and undercover work, organized crime. He did internal affairs, gang task force stuff. I mean, back in the 70s, he even disguised himself as a prostitute to catch Johns, and bring him to jail, like the whole 9 yards. His stories were amazing.
Like in South Park.
Yeah, yeah, right. Exactly. Like, dude, you should do a memoir or something. You've seen it all, done it all. So he was a great resource to get things right. And I really wanted a detective to be one of the main characters. And then we have two antagonists. We have Derek Hoffman, who's the 6'5" sociopath, the steroid abusing thug who, is like got a roid rage and a hair trigger temper, extremely violent. And he goes into a pharmacological research program because he needs money. And that's all based on true stuff too, through my life. They tell writers, write what you know. And I'll either write what I know or experiences. And again, the things I don't know, I'll dive in, and I love research and learning new things. And, a reader could pick up a book and not know anything that a detective does or anybody else, and it doesn't matter. But those that might have a career in these fields would be like, oh, this author doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. So I try to get it as accurate as possible. But anyway, the 6'5" antagonist, Derek Hoffman, was based on a guy I knew in my 20s who just stuck in my head. I'll never forget him. I knew this guy as an acquaintance, and he was like on the amateur pro wrestling circuit, kind of, the minor leagues of wrestling. And this guy was huge. he took steroids. He had a hair, triggered temper. The guy, he was always looking for a fight. And I remember he shaved all the hairs off his body like a bodybuilder and all this stuff. And that stuck with me. Like this guy's out of his mind, like he was really just like, I never met anyone like that. In the pharmacological research program he goes in, and I explained this at the end of the book. There's kind of a thing I wrote about the book and how I got some of these ideas. And up in Illinois, there's a worldwide known pharmacy or medical laboratory company called Abbott Labs, and they would offer people to be basically human guinea pigs. I was on their mailing list for these programs, and you get a letter in the mail. This is in the 90s when I was in my 20s, and I didn't have a pot to piss in, as they said. So I'm like, wow, this program, if I do this, I'll get $3,000 if I stay in there a week. And, they give you like, this is to get FDA approved drugs, so it's like, you'll get a placebo, maybe you'll get the real one. They'll see how it affects the people in the program. So I had that idea in my head for forever. And it all goes with, Valerie, the what if always starts anything about what if this happened? What if this happened? And it was sort of like, what if a guy like Derek Hoffman went into this pharmacological research program, but the experimental non-FDA approved drug he tried really screwed him up. And he enters this program for the money, and he takes this new drug this company made, and I think it's Pathos Laboratories is the fictional name, and the drug he's taking is called Libidinol, which is Pathos Labs version of like Viagra or Cialis, ED arousal drug, right? So he takes a whole bunch of them, like he's stashing them and ends up taking them with his steroids, and he's hallucinating and gets in a fight. And I don't want to spoil too much, but basically he's on the loose in Chicago. He escapes that program, and he, like I said, he's already a sociopath, extremely violent. But now, because of this experimental libidinol drug and other things he took, he's hallucinating, and he's like, killing and doing all these vile things to people along his way. And along his way is where you get two other main characters. Again, Detective Donnie Lynch now wants to find Derek Hoffman because an informant of the detectives is murdered by Derek Hoffman. And also Derek he debauches the daughter of the Chicago outfit. In Chicago, the mob has always been known as the outfit, but it's basically the mob, right? Mafia. So the head of that crime family, the Tortellio crime family, the main patriarch, Tico, the meat grinder Tortellio, is looking for Derek Hoffman. So basically, it's a race against who's going to get to Derek Hoffman first, Detective Donnie Lynch or Tico, the meat grinder Tortellio. They're both looking for this guy, and Donnie knows that Tico's looking for him because they have a confrontation while they're looking for him. And he knows, Detective Lynch knows, if Tico gets Derek Hoffman, they'll never see him again. And
I love all the subplots. How did you do that story organization? Because I know you had all these characters and the stories, but connecting them and then making it flow and sound great. How did you make sure that was happening?
It was a culmination of years of getting things in place. Those what if ideas that I told you about, who's going to do what and how's it going to play out. And I just start making notes. There's been novels and other things I've written that I write really quick, depending on what it is, right? So with this book, between the research and cobbling together, again, to your question, Valerie, how it's going to play out, took a couple of years. And it was just a matter of really just focusing on character development and how it's going to go. I kind of will sometimes do a rough outline for stuff, and that'll get me started in the direction I'm going. And once I'm really in the zone, I just sort of like channel the story. And if you follow me on this, the characters, as I'm channeling and typing away, will do things I didn't expect, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's really cool when that happens, you know, as a writer. And that's how it happened, you know. And then from there, it's just revising, and then finally, I really got a story here, polished, boom. But Wretch has been in the works for a few years. I mean, I had people, the book's dedicated to Laura Caldwell, who was a really good friend of mine. She was a lawyer, founder of a organization called the Innocence Project that gets young people or other people out of prison who were wrongly accused, right? She was a founder of that, and she's also a best-selling crime author. And I give her credit for introducing me to Sergeant Pete Kokonis, who I told you about. So Laura was one of my first readers, like, you know, a few years back when I had a first or second draft, and then, you know, I went from there. But this other book got in my way. I had a book that I wrote last year. It's the first time I've done a nonfiction book, and it was I wrote a memoir for a really famous chef named Curtis Duffy, and it's called Fireproof Memoir of a Chef. And that book came into my life and kind of took over, and Wretch was kind of put on the side. I was just about done with my final draft of Wretch, and I put it to the side, got Fireproof done. That came out last year, and then I went back to Wretch, polished it up, and then boom, here we are. It's coming up next week.
How did you get involved in the Fireproof story?
Oh, I've been friends with Curtis Duffy, the chef, for maybe about going on 10 years, close to it or more. We'd always been friends. We'd always been tight. There was a documentary that had come out about him some years ago, I think about maybe 2015 or earlier. And I was fascinated by his story after I met him. I watched that doc, and then I was picking his brain about stuff. And then one day he approached me and said, "Hey, I want you to write my memoir." And I'm like, "What do you mean? Why do you want to write a memoir? You're a young guy." Like, he's in his 40s at the time. And I'm like, you know, why don't you wait till you're, you know, in your 80s or something? And really, you know, you got a lot more stuff that's coming your way. But he said, "Well, there's stuff you don't know about my upbringing and certain things." And I said, "Well, tell me some things." And as soon as he shared some things with me that just blew me away, I'm like, okay, I'm in. I've never heard a true life story like this. And another reason he wanted me to write it is because he read my other books, he liked my writing, and also he really trusted me, you know. So it was like the perfect storm. And I did, I think, about 50 to 60 hours of interviews with him that I transcribed and put his story together. But that's how it happened. He approached me to do it, and I was into his story. But one thing I told Curtis, Valerie, was, "I'll write it, but you got to be brutally honest, because I've read a lot of memoirs that suck. They're just kind of fluff. I mean, a lot. Yeah, maybe I'm reading the wrong books. You know, I've had memoirs recommended to me, and I'm still like, I don't know, this didn't really blow me away or inspire or anything." And there's some that I really like, but I wanted to write something that was completely brutally honest and showed this incredible journey he had from brutal childhood to this worldwide acclaim and 3 Michelin stars over and over again. I mean, the highest accolades you could have, and it was just fascinating. So, yeah.
And I feel like you're a Renaissance man because you're not just an author. Tell us a little bit about your other stuff.
So there's things in life that I wanted to dip my toe into that I was interested in, like film and writing. Of course, people know me from my bands, Broken Hope and Earthburner. And I also have an independent publishing company, which was kind of happened by accident, actually. So the film company, Aphotic Media, we've been doing TV show development stuff to indie films, and we've got 2 documentaries that I wrote and produced, excuse me, that should be coming out hopefully later this year. I just had a premiere for one of them a few weeks ago. And the thing I've learned is having multiple irons in the fire can be overwhelming. Because on top of it, I'm writing full time, right? So all this other stuff starts adding up. When you got bands and shows to films, I was on a big learning curve with films since I got into that business. Like, it takes years and years to get a film done. And then the hoops you got to jump through for clearances and permissions and stuff for archival footage and things like that. It's just like so time consuming. So I never do anything, pardon the term, half-assed. I always make sure whatever I do is done really well, the best of my abilities, for whoever's gonna read it, see it, whatever. And so I've seen these things through, and this year, 2026, I'm working on shaving things down. So I'm just more focused on writing books than doing 10 million things with 10 million people, because all these projects involve a lot of people too, you know. And I'm like, I think I found my groove of like, I like doing my own thing by myself, you know, answering to an army of people, you know. And all those people are good, but it's just, there's just not enough time. But you know what? I tried things I'm into, and they were somewhat successful, and you know, I'm proud of them. But you know, I know my limitations now, you know. So yeah.
That is true. That is true. Russell, you have some questions? I feel like you got you're in deep thought.
I do. I want to know, Jeremy, tell us more about your bands. I don't know anything about your bands.
Sure.
Tell us about your music.
My best known band is a band called Broken Hope, which is a death metal band I formed in high school in 1988. And not long after I graduated, Broken Hope got signed to a record deal. So we've been around a long time in the death metal genre. We've got several albums out, and toured the world numerous times over the years. And I'm still doing music, but it's not just me, even the other guys in the band. We're all kind of like collectively picking and choosing our own battles. You know, not like back when I got signed when I was younger. You know, you could throw me in a Ford Pinto and I'd go on tour for 6 months. Thought I made it. You know, I'm on top of the world. But now I'm like, forget it, man. I want to be home with my wife, my dogs, and I still love making music, but I'll fly out to do a festival or maybe a week at the most kind of run, you know, in and out kind of thing. So my other band, Earthburner, is also what you call the grindcore genre. So it's like death metal, very, very heavy, and very, very fast, you know, kind of punkish meets super heavy metal, kind of like a mishmash of the two, or that's Earthburner. So I love doing both bands. My stepson's in Earthburner too, so that's kind of special me, you know. So I still love. I'm a guitar player. I don't sing or anything. I do write all the lyrics for Broken Hope since day one because obviously I love writing. So it's sort of natural. I write the lyrics, write the riffs and songs, but no singing. And so I'm still doing music, but I'm doing it when it's right for all of us, you know.
Okay. Would you tell the listeners again when your book comes out, where they can find it, where they can find out more about you, etc.?
Absolutely. Thank you, Russell. Wretch comes out in stores February 24th. It's available for pre-order everywhere. It's available through my publisher, Dead Sky Publishing. And you can literally find it everywhere. You can go to deadskypublishing.com. They have a bunch of links on the Wretch page. So, you know, whether it's Amazon, Barnes & Noble to Target, Walmart, you know, bookshop.org, everything in between. And the book launch is on the 24th as well. I'm doing that in Chicago at a place called Bucket of Blood Books and Records in Chicago. And I'm in conversation with a great Chicago author, Cynthia Paleo. She's going to be kind of my moderator. And if anyone hasn't read her, I suggest checking out Cynthia Paleo. So I've got that coming up the 24th, and I'm doing book events in Chicago, Canada, and here and there. So I'm really happy to finally see this baby being born. You know, it's a great feeling. Also, I forgot. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. My website, jeremyxwagner.com. You had asked where to find me. So if you want to learn about my books and music and anything else, you can find that out at that website.
Yes.
Thank you.
Nice. Yeah. Well, okay. So the final question, Russell had started doing this and then he started forgetting. So then I kind of took it over. So we like to end on a question. And generally the question is, what is everybody currently reading? So Jeremy, I'm going to start with you. What are you currently reading, or what have you just finished reading?
Well, your timing is excellent for that question, Amy, because literally this morning I started a new book called Hotel Scarface. And it's nonfiction, and it's about the dark side of Miami during the big cocaine boom. And it entails the cocaine cowboys and the cartels and you know how Miami's skyline was basically built on the money from the drug trade, but it also weaves in all this other history, like the Muriel boat lift when Castro emptied out all his prisons, and also told Cuban citizens, if you want to get the hell out, now's your chance. And all these refugees came to the port of Miami back, I think it was like 1980 or 79 or 81. I just started, so I don't, pardon me not getting the time right, but I know about the Muriel boat lift, and I already flew through the first couple chapters, and it's absolutely riveting. It's just amazing. So
I'm going to have to read that. That sounds good.
It was recommended to me, and it's really right out of the box for us. It's great. It's really good. So I just started that, and I'm already hooked. It's really good.
Nice. I love to hear it. Yeah, that sounds like a book right up Russell's alley. So he will definitely get that one for sure.
Scarface. Great title too.
Yeah,
it's about a hotel here in Miami Beach, where I live in Miami Beach, down in South Beach. There's this famous hotel where all this stuff happened. You'd have everyone from, Don Johnson in the Miami Vice crew when they were filming at the hotel at the same time, when you had these cartel guys and other dangerous figures and undercover, narco cops and all kinds of stuff. And in this hotel, it was like the center of.
Okay, you sold me, Jeremy. I'm buying it. I'm going to buy it today.
All right.
You won.
Awesome.
Also, I'm going to get your book. I love,
I appreciate it.
and then I'm going to shut up. I'm sorry, Amy, but I love the whole concept of the race between the mobster and the detective to catch this guy. It sounds like a great story.
Yeah, you got basically a homicidal maniac.
Yeah.
You got the mob. You got the Chicago, CPD, and also the horrors of big pharma, all intertwined in this book. This is I love horror and dark fiction, but this is the first time where I kind of mashed up genres. So if you splatterpunk horror, but also dark crime, So, and I'll tell you all this real quick. I love Wretch so much, and I feel out of all the books I've written and where I'm at, like I kind of found myself on brand. Like this is really my style. So I might bring back Detective Donnie Lynch. I was never one to be like a sequel guy or a series guy, but I really like that character. So he might return. I've got an idea for a book related to him that follows this. So we'll see where I go. But yeah, I love Wretch, and I appreciate you picking it up. Thank you.
Yeah. Man, I love to hear that because, usually, authors, like I said, I encounter are like, oh, no, I've got this plotted out for like 10 books. But the fact that, it wasn't really on your radar, but you had so much fun writing that character that now you're kind of thinking of ways to do that, I think is just shows how passionate you are and how much you love writing, and especially about this book. So
yeah,
I love to hear it.
In my afterword in the book where I kind of tell about what I told you all about where I got this idea or that, I also touch upon in my afterword and Fireproof as well, both books, I touch upon passion and to inspire writers. And what I learned about passion, writers are anyone who creates art or anything you're into. If you're into making, rocking chairs and wood shopping or, making a garden and planting flowers, whatever you're passionate about, we get one lap around the track in life. I always say, make it count. And passion I found is this. I would write books and write music because I love it, not because, I hope to make $1 million and
right
career. That would be great, but I would still do it if I wasn't published or had record deals for my band. I would still be doing these things because they're what I really am passionate about in life. And passion to me, definition is you do it no matter what because you love it, not for fame or fortune or anything. If you get that, it's a bonus, but that's passion.
I love that. I don't even have a follow-up to that, Jeremy. That's like the best way to end the show is with on that statement, because it is, I live that statement. So I totally agree with you 100%. So I want to thank you, Jeremy, for taking time out of your morning to come and hang out with us, chit chat with us, and tell us all about your book. You've sold all of us on your book and the one that you're reading currently.
Amy, I appreciate the opportunity, and I thank you and Russell and Valerie for having me on Author Talk today. Really means a lot. Very grateful for your time, and let me chat your ears off about Wretch and other stuff. Thank you.
Oh, it's been so much fun. Well, everybody, we hope that you all have a fantastic Monday and a great rest of your week. And until next Monday, bye for now, everybody.